Hey guys, Chibi Dreamer here, and today I'm going to talk about the types of artists at school. As you can see by the title, I don't have a script, so I don't know how good this will be, but I've noticed groups of artists at my school, and I just wanted to talk about them. They may be similar to the people at your school, they may not, who knows. So we're going to start with the people who draw anime. They read manga, watch anime, and they have that really authentic anime style. And there's a difference between cartoony and anime style. A lot of adults have been confused with this. Anime style, they have like the huge big eye. They have like big eyes. I don't know how to explain it, but they have really big eyes, and if you just look it up, you can tell if it's anime if they have like really sparkly big eyes, and they have that like the chin is so sharp it could like cut you or something, and they usually have like skinny waists, like really skinny waists. They're usually magical girls, like, and cartoony styles, like mine. As you can see, my style, I do have like bigger eyes, but it's not anime. Just because it has bigger eyes does not mean it is anime, because mine is still realistic and it's its own style and not just anime. I would suggest staying away from the anime style, because once you break that, then it's really helpful. It really helps you improve. Anyways, yeah. They usually bring manga. I've seen girls who bring manga to school, and I don't really associate myself with them, just saying. Next we have the tracer. This one, oh boy, there's a lot of them in my school. I have there's this girl, I'll call her Sponge. Don't ask why she's called Sponge. I'll explain that later. But she traces, and it's really obvious, okay? So I suspected she was tracing when I saw her art. It was like, wow, so perfect, wow. Really, like, it was like a stitch drawing she showed me, and it was like perfect, and I was like, wait a minute, this looks exactly like a picture of Stitch, and there is no sketch lines. When artists draw it, you have to take note that there's usually a lot of sketch lines. If you want to get something perfect, you usually have to sketch it out first and put a lot of guiding lines, and her art did not have that. And then she drew like a realistic piece, and her style completely changed, so I was skeptical. And I told my friend, like, wow, sponge art, she's probably tracing. And, yeah, she agreed, so. And that's not cool. And I've saw people come up to her and be like, wow, your art is so good. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, she's tracing. You realize that, right? It's not her art. And I had this assignment, and Sponge was working with us. By working, I mean she sort of like scooted her way in. I don't know. She's like a slippery snake, and she was working on. I was working on the draft because I'm the good artist in the group, but she was working on it on another draft, and it's like, you don't have to do that. And we were supposed to we had to write health, and then our idea was to put fruit in it, because we had to make a poster. And she finished hers, and it wasn't the best thing on the planet. And compared to mine was like great compared to hers, and mine wasn't even that great. But yeah, and then from that point, I automatically knew, yeah, she's tracing. I never saw her sketch out any of her drawings. And yeah, just because you trace art, just because you can mimic art, doesn't mean that you're a good artist. That's why I don't really like realistic drawings that base off a photo. Yeah, that's okay, I guess, but I mean, art is about making like something out of nothing. And if you have like a picture or like you trace over something, then I lose respect points. And we had this art contest in school. We used to have art contests, and yeah, everyone traced, so I traced too, but then I luckily stopped because, it's not right to trace. You shouldn't take credit for it. Okay, I went off on a tangent. Okay, the next artists are the people, I don't know what to call them, but I'm gonna call them I'm an art kid. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, those kids that, like, there's some of these kids, I shouldn't call them kids, I'm the same age, but I'm gonna rephrase it. So, there's some people in school, this people that draw in class, they usually draw in class, don't pay attention. I used to be that kid, and usually they draw, from experience, they usually draw like their own characters that look pretty similar. Well, similar, not similar, but like their art looks similar. Their arts, they're not really improving their art style. Yeah, that was me. I drew animal OCs all the time, and I just drew in class, and I should have paid attention. But if you don't pay attention in school, you're not really gonna just draw. Just because you draw, doesn't mean that you're automatically gonna like win in life. Okay, you have to pay attention in school. That's the harsh reality, and you're not even improving. If you're gonna draw in school, at least try to improve. I'm telling this mainly to myself because I drew like the same style. I never experimented. But yeah, that was me pretty much. I don't draw in school, only like when I have free time and like an advisement when there's nothing to do. I just draw, but I can't draw traditionally, so I never do it. Now we're gonna talk about like the pretty good art kids. Actually, I haven't seen that many actually, but there are some diamonds in the rough. I know this one person. He's actually pretty outgoing. Usually the artists in school are introverts and they're losers and they have no friends, so they draw just like me. But he's an extrovert. He's friends with a lot of people. I don't think he traces. I mean, he draws realistic art. I mean, probably looking at a picture, but I mean, his art is pretty good. Like, although he probably looks at a picture and sort of draws that, he doesn't trace it. So that's pretty good art, man. And I have respect for him. But as an artist, you should develop your own style, not just copy off of pictures or like use pictures as a reference more like. But I have respect for him because he's really good at drawing faces. I've seen his pictures, and yeah, I haven't met a lot of male artists in my school, so that was really refreshing. And oh boy, I'm almost done. But I can't really think of other artists. There's those artists that think they're most people in my school think they're really good artists, but they aren't good artists. I usually, when somebody asks me if I can draw on those art assignments, I say no because I don't like drawing in front of other people. But, I'm that one art kid that doesn't like to show her art and just draws in the back, just draws like sometimes and doesn't let anyone see. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, I'm just gonna end this video. I hope this is a different change of pace. I will try to upload on the weekend because I have like 3 videos saved. So thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.